Hey everybody, welcome to an all-new episode of H&R Movie Talk. I'm HB Gibson.
And I'm RT Mac. And this will be about the 2018 Academy Awards, which I believe is the 90th annual Academy Awards. Being hosted again by Jimmy Kimmel, who did a fantastic job last year.
Yes, he's great.
So basically, we want to go over, we won't be able to go over all the nominations, just the ones that really stick out.
Right.
So first off, I want to give a congratulations to everybody who's been nominated.
Yes.
I'm a little curious as to why there are only 9 movies nominated for Best Picture when there are 10 slots.
Good question.
And I really thought that Wonder Woman would get at least one nomination. It got nothing. I
am never going to really understand the reason why the Academy Awards seem to just not really pay attention to or snub sci-fi and superhero films and stuff like that. I think the closest thing that we've ever gotten was an award to the Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, I believe.
Yeah. And here's the crazy thing. If they were going to give, the Best Director award for that movie,
right,
then why not at least give a nomination to Patty Jenkins, who directed Wonder Woman, who really brought the best DC Extended Universe film that we've seen so far?
I mean, Wonder Woman was not so much a comic book movie. It was an epic, man.
Yeah.
It was really fantastic. I mean,
Gal Gadot was fantastic as Wonder Woman.
Right.
And Patty Jenkins did a fantastic job directing.
Yes.
That could have taken the 10th slot for Best Picture.
I mean, Wonder Woman pretty much, I would say, almost saved the DC cinematic universe, or whatever or if you want to call it save. It's all subjective. I have no problem with the DC cinematic universe, but the one thing that we can say is that Wonder Woman was snubbed.
Yeah,
totally snubbed.
Completely. So now that we started off with a negative, let's go to a positive. One of the movies that is up for Best Picture, who also has Best Director and Best Actor, Get Out.
You know what? Yes. Let me put this popcorn down.
Ready?
And yes. Mr. Peele.
Yes. Jordan Peele. I think he's the first Mad TV alum to be Oscar nominated.
Man, but what still gets me is the category. Get Out was not a comedy. I don't get it. I mean,
who says it was a comedy?
Didn't they put Get Out in a comedy category, like best comedy?
No, it shouldn't have.
I mean, that's been the going thing.
I mean, if you're gonna do something like that, then put it. If it's like the Golden Globes, put it with like drama.
I mean, I don't. Well, we'll find out. We'll find out soon.
I think it's a horror film.
It's definitely a horror film, definitely a suspense film, a good film. But it's been said for like a long time that it was up for best comedy. What? Really? There was nothing.
Just because
it had some comedy in it, but it was a suspense, horror, and it even had a little sci-fi in it.
I mean, just because the director is a comedian doesn't mean that his movie's gonna be a comedy. Just watch the movie.
But Get Out was a fabulous film. It really took horror and suspense and a little bit of sci-fi. You did not know what you were getting, and you were really surprised. You go in thinking that it's one thing, and it completely twists you to like a whole other thing. And we did a review on Get Out on an episode of H&R Movie Talk about sometime last year. And we talked about it along with a bunch of other films. And I'm gonna tell you something. If you haven't seen Get Out yet, please do see it.
And you know what? I'm gonna go into it because I want to get the actor's name who's up for Best Actor.
Yep.
So we have. There we go. Sean McKittrick.
These are all the people that were involved in the film.
Yep.
Let me Let me make sure that let's get the Get Out cast.
Yeah, so basically we have, a low budget film that made a ton of money in return.
Yeah.
And which goes to show you that some of the best films are low budget.
Yeah, the character Chris Washington was played by Daniel Kaluuya.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he's up for Best Actor.
Mm-hmm.
And as we said, Jordan Peele up for Best Director.
Mm-hmm.
If he wins, I think he would be the first African American director to win the award.
Right.
And you could probably count on one hand how many other black directors have been nominated in that category.
Right. And it just...
And honestly, was he one of the producers? Was Jordan Peele a producer of the film?
I believe so.
Because if he is, that means he could also technically accept the award for Best Picture. He would be up for that as well. He could claim that.
Exactly. Let's take a look at
he would essentially have a chance to win twice.
Right. Let's take a look at the listing of credits of Get Out, a fantastic film. I mean, if you have not seen it, it was released. When was it released? It was released February 24th of 2017.
So basically right after the last Academy Awards.
Yeah.
Which goes to show you they do focus on everything, that came out after the last award show.
Right.
So, well, you tell us in the comments.
Oh yeah, please do tell us in the comments if you know about who the producer is. I'm gonna try to see if we can get it.
Well, because I do want to point out, and this is a different film, for Best Adapted Screenplay, one of the movies up for that is Logan.
Oh yes! Wow.
Yeah.
And we did review Logan.
And Logan is still a masterpiece.
Logan is like it's what you can do with a comic book character. What you can really do with a comic book character.
If you just keep it grounded.
Yeah.
And just stick to the basics.
Yeah.
Stick to the basics and relate it to, a film that wouldn't have superpowers in it.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. You had Logan, he's all alone. Except with Professor X and a couple other people, he's essentially alone because he's seen everybody he cares about die.
It is possible to take these characters and make them, if you put it in the hands of a good director, good writers, these superhero films, these comic book characters can make good movies if you just do it right and take it seriously.
Yeah, and they did. So it's up for Best Adapted. And you know what? If Wonder Woman couldn't get into that 10th slot for Best Picture, then you could have put Logan.
There you go, because that would score a win for us geeks that are looking for our heroes to be looked at on such a scale that it can be nominated for an Academy Award and maybe even win one.
Unfortunately, the Academy is run by
stuffed shirts.
Basically, over 80% of the members of the Academy who can vote are men.
Yeah.
And over 70% of those men are white.
Yeah.
So you basically got a bunch of 70, 80-year-old white guys who are stuck in narrow-minded thinking. It's just really sad.
Okay, who do we have in Best Actor in a Leading Role? Here we go.
You see Daniel Day-Lewis?
Daniel Day-Lewis.
I knew it. I knew he would get it.
Daniel Day-Lewis for Phantom Thread.
Here's the thing. This is supposedly his last film. Now, he said that before with Lincoln.
Yeah.
But he says this time he's really going to go into retirement for good. We'll see what happens in 5 years.
We'll see.
But, yeah, Phantom Thread, I knew he would get the nomination because he's a very talented, immensely talented, committed method actor.
Yes.
And if he's to win this, remember, he's won it 3 other times.
Right.
In the Best Actor category.
Yes.
If he was to win a 4th time, he will have become the first man to get 4 Academy Awards in the same category and 4 in general. But, remember I said man.
Right.
He would tie the late great Katharine Hepburn
on
getting the most Oscars for an actor and getting it in the same category because she got 4 Best Actress awards. She got 4 of them.
Beautiful, beautiful.
The last one, I believe, was for On Golden Pond.
On Golden Pond, yes.
She got it for The Lion in Winter.
Mm-hmm.
She got it for The Philadelphia Story, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, that fourth one always... I can never remember that 4th one. But yeah,
right.
Daniel Day-Lewis would join Katharine Hepburn. How amazing would that be?
And on that alone, I would love to see him. I would love to see him win. 2 other people that I would. I mean, actually, all the nominees for Best Actor, even Daniel Kaluuya for Get Out, Gary Oldman, love that guy. Gary Oldman for Darkest Hour. Also Denzel Washington for his role as in the film in Roman J. Israel Esquire.
Back-to-back nominations. He was nominated last year.
Yeah.
He was nominated last year for Fences.
For Fences, yes.
And now he's got, what was it, Roman J. Israel?
Yeah, Roman J. Israel.
So, and let's go down to actress.
Okay,
I do want to point out one thing. And this is my wife in a different time period, Meryl Streep.
Meryl Streep.
Her 21st nomination. 21st.
The Past.
No, The Post.
The Post. Post.
The Post is basically about, you know...
It was a joke.
Yeah, basically showing in a newspaper what happened during the Vietnam War.
Right.
So, I'm hoping Meryl Streep can win it. She's won twice.
Yeah.
I want her to win a 3rd time. I'm sorry, I want her to win a 3rd time. Margot Robbie for I, Tonya.
I did see I, Tonya, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm going to tell you something. I enjoyed it for what it was.
Do you feel a little differently about Tonya Harding, or do you still feel that, you know, she was responsible?
I would say that she was a kid that grew up under some pretty extraordinarily messed up circumstances. That's what I would say.
But what happened with Nancy Kerrigan?
That thing with Nancy Kerrigan,
do you think that she deserves some of the blame?
I don't think she deserves... From what I saw...
Now remember, they do take creative liberties with this.
Yeah, because the way it was done, it didn't. It seemed like more. It was more on the side of the men behind the scenes. You know.
That's when it comes to a movie, they'll show you a certain point of view to further the story.
Right.
But when you look at the story in real life, the information that we had at that time, you know, Tonya Harding wasn't innocent.
No, she wasn't innocent by any means.
You know, what happened with Nancy she obviously knew she would have an advantage if Nancy was taken out, because that was her only real competition.
Right.
So, I give Margot Robbie a lot of credit because they did make her look like her.
Yeah, yeah.
And I know that she practiced ice skating for a little while, but obviously had some stunt doubles do the really tricky stuff.
Yeah, the editing was amazing because it was like I was really trying to look and try to see what was Margot and what was the stunt.
And the only thing I do have to say bad about this category is that we don't have any women of color in the nominations. However, and we can say the same thing about Best Actor in a Supporting Role.
Right.
I see Christopher Plummer, which I think he deserves it.
All the money in the world, yeah.
He replaced Kevin Spacey to redo everything. So the fact that he was able to do that in such a short time and give out a performance that he did, completely deserves it.
Yeah,
absolutely. But no men of color.
Right, yeah.
In this, no.
Not at all.
You have Woody Harrelson, probably the whitest white person nominated. White Men Can't Jump. Come on. Him and Denzel.
No.
Oh yeah. Ironically, the stars of White Man Can't Jump are nominated for actor Oscars. Yeah, ironic.
I'm looking.
So, but we go down to Best Actress in a Supporting Role, and here's where we have some diversity. Yeah. We have Mary J. Blige.
Mary J. Blige up for an Oscar.
Mudbound.
In the film Mudbound.
And it's not just this. I think she's up for Best Original Song. So, and also, for a second time, Octavia Spencer, The Shape of Water.
Octavia Spencer, Octavia.
If she went, I'm pulling, here's the thing, looking at all of them, Laurie Metcalf, Allison Janney, and Leslie Manville,
God, I hated her.
Who?
When I say I hated her, I mean like the character. Tanya Harding's mom, played by Allison Janney. And I, Tanya, that she was bitter.
I think she would be the favorite along with Octavia Spencer. Mm-hmm. Maybe Mary J. Blige could pull out a surprise win, mm-hmm. but I think Allison Janney and Octavia Spencer are the two favorites.
There we go.
They're the favorites to get that. Mm-hmm. So I don't know how much time we have, but let's go real quick. Best animated feature.
Best animated feature, yeah.
Coco's gonna win.
People have. I have not seen Coco, but I have heard nothing but good things about Coco.
Pixar. It's Pixar, so you know they're probably gonna win it. So we can take that out of the way. Cinematography, Blade Runner. I'm surprised to see.
Blade Runner.
I would have thought Star Wars would have been in this.
Yeah, I thought so too.
For cinematography, you had to have Star Wars.
No, I have not seen Dunkirk. I have not. Now, ladies, I told you I have not seen Dunkirk. But the scenes that I have seen, the cinematography is amazing. But when I saw Blade Runner 2049, when I sat there and watched it, and I feel so bad for the creators of the film and the film itself, because it just really went. It was a good sci-fi film, and I think worthy of the name Blade Runner. Yeah. It was really good.
Well, now we're on costume design. Mm-hmm. Now, Beauty and the Beast is up for that.
Okay.
If nothing, they should have also gotten that 10 slot for Best Picture.
Yeah, they should have.
Because that was an amazing film. Now, looking at all these, it's going to be between Beauty and the Beast mm-hmm. and Phantom Thread.
Okay.
That's my prediction. Right. And you know what? You and I got to watch the ceremony at my house on my 60-inch flat screen.
Hey! All right.
So yeah. Because I'm telling you, it's going to be between those two. Mm-hmm. That's my prediction.
Right.
It's going to be between them. Okay, what's this? Best directing. Patty Jenkins should have gotten one of these for Wonder Woman.
For Wonder Woman, yeah.
Hell, I mean, when it comes to best directing, they should have at least 8 slots.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Has Guillermo del Toro ever gotten a Best Director nomination? Ever?
I would have to look that up. But it would not surprise me if you did.
Okay, because to see Guillermo del Toro in there for The Shape of Water, and anybody who knows Guillermo del Toro's style, I have not seen The Shape of Water, but it's just from the look of it and from the feel of it, you know Guillermo del Toro has his own style. He's a fine director, and he brings these otherworldly things to the screen. I hope if Jordan Peele doesn't get it, I hope he gets it.
Well, here's the thing. Spielberg got snubbed out of this.
Oh my God.
He directed The Post.
Oh, wow.
And speaking of which, Tom Hanks, everybody says, got snubbed out of Best Actor. Meryl Streep got Best Actress nom. Mm-hmm. But Spielberg and Tom Hanks?
Yeah. Oh, man.
So, that surprised me. I would have thought Spielberg, at least, for getting Meryl Streep another nomination, he would have gotten... But you know what? Looking at these, I want Jordan Peele.
I want Jordan Peele too.
At the very least, Greta Gerwig, since she's the only female director nominated. So either Jordan Peele or Greta Gerwig. Christopher Nolan, he's becoming a parody of himself.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Guillermo del Toro and Paul Thomas Anderson for Phantom Thread. Great directors, nothing against them. But it's either Jordan Peele or Greta for me.
Right.
So, I don't know how you feel, but best documentary feature. Haven't seen the documentaries, but we'll go over that, when we review the ceremony itself.
Right.
Same thing with the short subject documentaries and film editing.
Baby Driver.
That surprised me.
Yeah.
That was a surprise for me.
I, Tanya, up for best film editing. Yeah, I think
it's either going to be this is my prediction.
I, Tanya, yeah.
You think I, Tanya? I'm thinking it's going to be between Dunkirk and Shape of Water.
All right.
It's going to be between them. Because Dunkirk was definitely Oscar bait.
Right.
Okay, foreign language film. Have not seen any of these foreign language films, but just looking at the countries that they came for, I don't know, let's give The Square from Sweden.
Okay.
or The Insult from Lebanon. You know, they keep their titles nice and short and to the point.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. The Insult. Love that. The Square. Loveless.
The Insult, The Square, Loveless, A Fantastic Woman, On Body and Soul. Nice and simple. Love that. 3 slots for only makeup and hairstyling. That's weird.
Yeah.
And not one of them is Star Wars.
No.
Makeup and hairstyling. Come on. Really? And this is the original trilogy.
You're hating on Star Wars.
If this is the original trilogy, Leia's hairstyle would have automatically gotten the nomination.
But I do see Star Wars down there for something.
Oh,
Most original score.
By John Williams.
Of course.
Who, you know what my father calls him?
Who?
Leopold.
Leopold.
If you think of the Looney Tunes cartoon when Bugs Bunny dressed up, they go, Leopold.
Leopold. Leopold.
So, this might be a surprise for us because musical scores, you can never, I always think John Williams is going to win anytime he's nominated.
Yeah.
But this is his, I want to say, 22nd or 25th or even 28th nomination. He's almost, no. What am I saying? I think this is his 50th nomination. And he's got 5 wins already.
Right.
He's only behind Walt Disney as far as nominations for a single person.
Yeah.
Because Walt Disney, I think, got 57 or 58 nominations with over 20-something wins.
Yeah.
So John Williams, him and Hans Zimmer for Dunkirk.
Yeah.
Those 2 were the favorites, but the other 3, for the guys who did Phantom Thread, Shape of Water, and 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, they could be a shocker. They might pull a surprise.
Right.
But I'm thinking Hans Zimmer and John Williams are the favorites.
Yeah, it's between those 2.
Okay, so we agree there. Original song was Mary J. Blige, Mighty River from Mudbound.
Yeah.
So she got 2 chances to win.
So she has a chance for best song, best music, best original song, and best supporting, right?
Best supporting actress.
Best supporting actress. Yeah.
Now here's
that's gonna be something if Mary J. Blige wins. Oh God, if she wins both of them, wow.
But here's the thing: when it comes to these technical Academy Awards, whether it's for editing, costume, or music, you always find movies that you didn't see in the acting or directing or best picture categories.
Right.
And I say that because one of the songs nominated for Best Original Song is Stand Up for Something from Marshall. And Marshall is obviously about Thurgood Marshall.
Yes.
Played by Chadwick Boseman. Who should have gotten a nomination.
Should have been got one, man.
He should have gotten a nomination for that. So I'm thinking that may pull out a surprise win.
I hope so.
Either that or Remember Me from Coco.
Right.
Mighty River, she may have a chance there. But also The Greatest Showman, This Is Me.
Yeah.
I had a feeling, I was surprised I didn't make Best Picture. Because if anything was an Oscar bait, it was that one.
Yeah.
Mystery of Love from Call Me By Your Name. Not sure, but that's tough to call.
I'm gonna have to check out because Call Me By Your Name is calling out to me. I have not seen the film, ladies and gentlemen, but it's gonna. As we move along, I'm going to be catching these films, and we're gonna do some catch up.
Yeah.
So by the time we do the Academy Awards show, we will have been all caught up, and we will have seen these films. But we're only going by what we know at the moment.
Production design. If I was to take a guess from all these, I'd say Beauty and the Beast.
Okay.
Production design, they made it really look like the animated film. I mean, the costumes alone were amazing.
I am going to go with the underdog Blade Runner 2049.
Really?
I saw it on the big screen, man. This Blade Runner, I'm telling you, the cinematography and the production and everything, the way everything looked so beautifully, the way they were able to recapture the feeling of Blade Runner and actually also bring it to now, years later. It was a good sci-fi film, but people slept on it.
Interesting. Best short animated film. I haven't heard of any of these, but we'll come back to that, like the documentaries. Same thing for the live action short films.
Right.
Haven't really heard about any of these. Sound editing.
Sound editing. Oh, of course, Star Wars.
And Blade Runner again.
Yeah.
So, Baby Driver. See, that one confuses me. I'm a little confused by that one. For sound editing, Star Wars has got to get this.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Star Wars has always been good with their sound.
Same thing with sound mixing.
Yeah.
Actually, hold up. Did I just see the exact same the same exact movies are the same 5 movies: Baby Driver, Blade Runner 2049, Dunkirk, Shape of Water, and Star Wars: The Last Jedi. All 5 of those films are up for sound editing and sound mixing.
Yes.
Amazing. So, visual effects now. Okay. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 and Kong Skull Island and War for the Planet of the Apes. First nominations we've seen for these.
You guys know, if anything, I am a huge Star Wars fan.
This is going to be tough.
But this is going to be hard because the effects in Guardians of the Galaxy were great. Kong Skull Island was sick. I did not see War for the Planet of the Apes, but from what I've seen...
The previews alone
lets you know that it was crazy. I saw Star Wars: The Last Jedi. I saw Blade Runner 2049. You guys know I'm a huge Star Wars fan.
It's going to be tough. I think this might be the most competitive one that people don't realize.
Best special effects. As much as I loved the way Blade Runner looked, I gotta give it to Star Wars because that opening space battle defeats every Star Wars space battle that I've ever seen in Star Wars. The only thing that comes close to it would probably be Return of the Jedi.
But here's the weird thing. I see 2 movies, Star Wars and Guardians. Both of them, their companies are owned by Disney.
Yeah.
So Disney could win twice, or at least win once with any of those.
Right.
So it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter. They got 2 movies in there. Now writing.
Here we go.
Logan, this is adapted screenplay. Now The Disaster Artist.
The Disaster Artist is
James Franco. James Franco accused of sexual harassment and assault. That's one of the reasons I believed he didn't get a nomination for Best Actor. He got the Golden Globe.
Right.
And The Disaster Artist is basically about how the movie The Room was made.
Oh God.
The greatest terrible film that's what they call it. The greatest terrible film ever. But yeah, The Disaster Artist, I don't think that's going to win. Only because of the allegations.
The stink that's on it right now.
And honestly, I think Logan should win it.
Give it to Logan.
Give it to Logan.
Give it to Logan.
Molly's Game, I haven't seen that.
Best Writing, Get Out.
Okay, the first one we saw before was for Best Adapted Screenplay.
Okay.
Those were from projects that they adapted from other sources and books.
Yeah.
Now this is for original screenplay, something the writers made up on their own. And Jordan Peele, up for his second nomination, he wrote Get Out. So he has 2 chances to win an Oscar.
Writing, Best Original Screenplay, Get Out. Gotta give it to Get Out.
Either that or Greta Gerwig again for Lady Bird, up for Best Director.
Right.
Guillermo del Toro, I didn't realize, wrote the screenplay for Shape of Water. Why is that original though? That can't be. Shape of Water, wouldn't that technically belong in the adapted screenplay?
Because, well, being that I'm not sure exactly what...
I'm sure there's going to be a lot of controversy. There is every year. Hopefully there's not another mix-up with the Best Picture category again. So I'm sure Warren Beatty is not going to try and make that mistake again. Love you, Warren. All right. Thank you very much, guys. We're going to wrap this up.
All right. I'm going to wrap it up here, too. Okay, so the battery died on us, as it sometimes does. But we're going to wrap it up right here. About the best writer, I would really like to see Jordan Peele win it for Get Out.
And we don't know where the video cut off originally, so he'll go through it.
Yeah.
So you basically know our feelings on these nominations. So once the actual ceremony comes up, we're gonna have some fun going over that. It's probably gonna be controversial.
Oh, that's what we left off. I said we're gonna be at his house watching it. Yeah, we're gonna bring the camera and we're gonna film right from the place right after we watch the Academy Awards. So with that being said, this is HB Gibson
and RT Mac.
Please be quiet in the movie theater, and we will see you in the next video.
Watch the Oscars.
Watch the Oscars. We're gonna see you right after the Oscars too. Right after.
Mm-hmm.
Peace.
Later.